Welcome back, everybody. It's Molly the Kush RN. I am Conversations with Kush podcast, and I am at V-Fest today in St. Paul at the Haley Q. Brown Center. We're out here till 6 p.m. V-Fest is a festival that supports plant-based living, healthy lifestyles, fitness, alignment, and agape love. So come on out and check out all the great vendors. There's an incredible music lineup coming up. People are learning how to line dance today. I'm fortunate.
Hey, was our Issa Marie here?
Who?
Issa?
No, she wasn't. No.
I thought I saw her name. I saw her name on something recently. I thought it was this.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Everyone, this is Molly Kronk Jacobson. She has a wonderful, beautiful farm called MJ Haberdashery. So Molly's going to tell us a little bit about who she is, what she does. So take it away, Mom.
All right. I'll just look at you. Is that okay?
Yeah, perfect.
So I do this biodynamic thing of taking care of the land first, and it turns out that cannabis plants really thrive there, and so do the bees, and so do the whole ecosystem is alive and well there. And yeah, I'm a land caretaker for 15 acres, just north of St. Paul. It's a magic place.
Yeah. I love your tagline, horses, honey, and hemp.
That's us, right? All the way.
So I just want to let everyone know that you are a regenerative farmer.
Regenerative farmer.
And what does that mean? What does it mean to be a regenerative farmer?
Well, that's a really great question, and there's a lot that goes into it. Okay. But basically what you're saying is you're not using chemicals to kill everything and then restart again. So you're using what is already there in the ecosystem, and you're trying to manage nature instead of control it.
Okay.
That is a good way to say it.
Okay, so I like that. And what you said earlier too is that I lost it for a second. But what you said is that you take care of the land. You caretake the land.
Yeah.
So you don't dig a big plot and till it and make a big plot.
Nope.
When you grow your plants, your beautiful hemp plants, you dig into the ground.
Yeah.
And you use what the earth naturally provides to help support that plant.
Yeah, and like we do for people here, you probably, if you go around, you'll see that there's plant teas. You know, things are good to drink for your soul. Good clean water. I make teas out of the plants, horsetail tea. I use stinging nettle. I use mullein. I use garlic for the horses. All the things that I'm putting on the land and to the animals who thereby produce my fertilizer are all in a closed loop.
Yeah. Why is it important to know where your cannabis and where your food comes from?
Oh, yeah. Well, there's so many reasons, especially in cannabis. There's such a big umbrella that cannabis cultivation falls under, and it's just like going to the grocery store versus going to the farmer's market. You want to know your farmer. You want to know what kind of practice they do, not necessarily he.
Right.
You want to know how he treats his soil. You want to know how he treats his wife. How is he treating his kids? Because all of that stuff really does come off in the food you're getting and that you're putting into your system.
Right.
So if there's abuse going on in any form from seed to shelf, you want to know it, and that's the best way to stop it is to know your farmer.
So you want to align yourself with the people that have similar ethos to you, right?
Yes. It's not a judging thing, it's a like thing. Yes. You want to go with the people that agree with your constitution.
This is a really incredible concept that I think people need to know about when they talk about knowing where your food and your cannabis comes from. But there is a terroir noir, they call it, I think. Tell my audience what that is and what that means.
Okay, well, that term that you just said, and I butcher it, it's a French word, but what it means is eventually over time that the soil and the weather affect your piece of property in a way that you can identify by the food that's grown there.
Right.
Yeah.
So you are getting exactly what the earth around you is providing, and it's like a lock and key system where you fit together. Mm-hmm. So I think that's really important concept, and I think it's a beautiful concept that people should really lean into, and I think that's why they should be growing their own cannabis.
Yes, grow your own cannabis is so magical.
Yeah.
The closer you are to it, the better. Your vegetables taste better when you grow them. Well, why wouldn't your weed?
Right. We talked to a couple of home growers earlier today, and they really went through the kind of the home growing process. What goes into growing outdoors?
Well, outdoor is a lot of work. It's different though. My basic process is I start early in the year with a seed. I like a feminized, genetically stable, and I spend the money for it because it's worth it. And I take those seeds and I start them in a really clean environment, indoors. I want them ready and strong to go in the ground with the real dirt and the real sun June 1st. And then once they get in the ground, then I'm constantly watching that plant. And like today alone, I sprayed with horsetail tea for one plant that really needed to fight off some bugs. She has aphids on her, so I'm trying to get some horsetail tea is great for that. It's because we've had too much rain. And so that, hi Teddy. And I've also sprayed once with just a spray bottle with essential oils, peppermint and lemon. I'm constantly under those plants. I'm looking at all their leaves, seeing what's on it, because you're always counteracting the weather. Right. So instead of trying to control the weather, what I'm doing is I'm reacting to it. Okay. So when it rains too much, I give it horsetail tea. When the plants are falling over, I give it 501, which is rich in silica and helps it build a strong skeletal system. Okay. When they're low on nitrogen and they're turning like a yellow-green, then I take the horsetail tea and I make that up and feed it to them. And I'm feeding the soil around the plant, not necessarily the plant like they grow. And then that's a 4-month process of being present with the plant every single day. You're checking for males, you're checking for bugs, you're checking for fungus, you're trimming the plants. By the time October comes around, your plants are ready to harvest, whether you want to or not, because the boss of them is the sun, not you. So then I harvest. It takes me about a month, and I start with the tops of the plants, and then I take the sides, and then I take the bottoms, and I trim them all, and I dry them, and I burp them, and then I cure them. And then some of it, then they get separated. Some of it goes into smokables, some of it goes into RSO, which I'd love to talk about.
We're going to.
And then some of it just goes into shake, or some of it honestly will end up in the compost, but it's all used, every single bit.
Do the horses eat it?
The horses love it. They will eat it just to make me mad, but what they're really doing is trying to rub up on it. They want it on their skin, especially when they're itchy.
Sure.
Yeah, when they're really sweaty, I got to keep them out of there because they'll get in there. Right. They'll use it like dental floss.
Cannabis produces trichomes, which are like the plant's sunscreen and defense mechanism against bugs and all kinds of stuff. So I'm sure that they really like those. They
do. And once they get a taste for them, they're like, oh, num num.
Right. Mm-hmm. All right, so RSO, let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about RSO.
RSO is an incredible medicine. It's nature's medicine, and it's really critical that people understand RSO because...
Teddy, are you leaving, honey? All right.
There's a lot...
She's interviewing me. I'm sorry.
That's okay, because there's a lot that goes into it. Bye, Teddy. There's a lot that goes into RSO, and it has a lot of great benefits. So tell me about RSO, how it entered into your life, and how you spread it out to the world.
Right. This is my favorite story because it is why I do what I do. It's what made the farm special. It's my calling. It's my dharma. So how this came to be is my brother had leukemia, and the doctors had sent him home with no hope. And he allowed me to research cannabis, which is a plant medicine, and what I came up with is RSO, which is it stands for Rick Simpson oil, and it's widely known as the best cannabis treatment for cancers or any kind of huge, for medicinal purposes. RSO, over the years, has, is head and shoulders above anything else that's on the market. And what it is you take the plant. Well, here, let me back up and finish my story. So I found RSO. My brother tried it. 30 days, his blood work was normal. And I was like, oh my God, what is this? What is this black oil? So that's what started me. That's my why. My brother didn't make it. But the plant, it was enough of a quick turnaround that I knew I had to learn more. So it was my catalyst. And I feel like my brother Eric, as an energy, as an eagle, as a spirit, has been leading me in the right places ever since. And here we are 12 years later, and I make the best RSO in the Midwest.
Hands down.
I do.
Yes.
And when people want to recreate, they might pass by the haberdashery, but when they get sick, they call me. And that's I take it serious. I grow the plants especially for that purpose. That's what the whole thing is all about. RSO. I take 12 to 15 different strains. I get it all lab tested. I don't take any shortcuts, and it's an honor.
What I love about your medicine, and it is my medicine of choice.
Thank you.
First of all, it's plenty good to recreate with.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Second of all, you make a variety of forms, right? So I can get a capsule in varying doses. That's whole plant medicine.
Right on.
That has all of the cannabinoids that I need for my body.
Yeah.
In a very beautiful ratio.
Yeah.
You have topicals. You have a topical cream, and you also have a suppository.
Yeah.
Which I wish that we could get that out more.
Oh, you can't stop it.
Yeah.
You can't stop it. It's 100 times more productive and no high.
Right. And I feel like those are the things that really support women's health.
Yeah.
Like there's so many implications for women's
right.
health.
Don't be afraid.
Yeah. So there's a big need for that, and we need to get that in the legislation this next time around.
For sure.
That needs to be a thing.
You know what is the sad thing I was just thinking of? Is that when you said women's health, we have this concoction of coconut oil and RSO, and it works great as a vagina insert.
Yeah.
But you know what has stopped it? Is because the coconut oil makes the contraceptives work less. It's the guys. Why would that stop you to work your medicine? Because that's a man-based problem.
Right.
This doesn't stop your health at all.
Right. Yeah.
If you're trying to medicate yourself, now I could get pregnant, so I can't. Because I want to be able to get pregnant.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate.
That's what stopped it. Otherwise, people would be doing that all the time.
Yeah, for sure. But those things can help with period pains, endometriosis. There's all kinds of implications for that. So I really encourage people to seek out Molly. Again, my medicine of choice, 100%, in a varying form. So yeah, I love what you're doing at the farm. I love that I can drive 10 minutes to your farm.
Yeah, we're close by.
And I know exactly who my grower is, what she's doing with her products, how she's making them.
I think transparency is a not a very common thing.
Yeah.
You want to be able to go onto the farm and look and see what's in the garden shed. Is it Roundup?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Or is it vinegar? Or we are using things, but we want to know what the things are, and we have a right to know that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Any other takeaways, Molly? Anything else you want to touch on before we wrap this up?
Well, you touched on my favorite things, which is biodynamic, and it's outdoor growing, and it's RSO. But I'd like to tie it all together to just say, you know, you have control of what you put in your mouth. Why would you do anything different than with the weed that you're smoking or consuming? It is imperative, not just the lab results, not just that the guy behind the counter said where it was grown, but really seek out those places that you can see the plant, that you can touch the plant. How about that? Yeah.
Molly has a beautiful membership program. I think it might be closed right now. Yes.
It is, luckily.
Yeah.
But every month we have room, because what happens is I teach people how to grow too. So once they learn how to grow, then they don't need to renew the membership, and they just go out into their own. And then I have new spots.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, Molly, tell my audience where they can find you.
Yeah, it's MJ Haberdashery, and I do, honestly, most of my posting on Kronk Molly on Instagram. But I'm located in Oakdale, Minnesota. You can schedule a farm tour. You can go to mjhaberdashery.com and schedule one, or you can call me, and the phone number's on the website.
Also, I just want to remind people that we have a beautiful QR code. If you'd like to connect with any of the guests that we've had on the show today, there's a QR code that will link you straight to their socials, to their website. So go ahead and hit that QR code. And there you go, buddy. There you go. Come grab
You
some
won't
popcorn.
have to take it home. Yeah.
Come grab some popcorn.
Yeah.
We are live at V-Fest today, supporting all of your health and wellness needs.
Yeah, man.
Giving you information about cannabis and how cannabis can be a tool in that health and wellness journey. So come seek us out. We're here for you. Cannabis is here for you. Peace.